This is a didgeridoo. It's a piece of eucalyptus tree trunk or tree branch that's been naturally hollowed out by a specific species of termite that only eats the heartwood out of the tree. So this is what didgeridoo literally means. It was a white Australian adaptation of a traditional tribal call that they heard.
It's figured Australian Aborigines and their didgeridoos have been around for over 40,000 years. As the story goes, they believed the didgeridoo's sound was a gift from the spirit world to the physical world to hold the vibration between the two. It's played through the combined use of lips, cheeks, vocal cords, and circular breathing. Joseph Carringer first played the Didge, as he calls it, as a hobby in nightclubs for about 8 years.
The fundamental part of it, your lips, which sets the embouchure, is it's basically giving a raspberry. You're going, but you're focusing it. And it's kind of like a cross between a puckered kiss and a raspberry.
The didgeridoo has become more than entertainment for Joseph and his wife. It's at the center of their lives. He and Nicole took a spiritual journey to Peru, where he recorded Peruvian meditations to share its sounds. And their spiritual journey continues at home in a practice they've created that's both new wave and old as the Aborigines themselves. They call it Ancient Voices Harmonic Therapy.
It almost feels like you're enveloped in energy, and that it almost feels like you levitate a little bit. The energy helps you rise.
While he plays, Jen Scott relaxes on a cot in the middle of his Portsmouth studio. She says she uses Didge therapy to help her get focus in her life and for a problem with one of her knees.
You feel waves of energy going over you when he's further away, and when he's right next to you in certain areas, it's more concentrated and you can feel it deeper inside your body. You can feel it in your muscles or your bones or whatever it's reaching.
The Didge produces ultrasound in that broad harmonics range, so they receive similar benefits as to what you would get if you were to go for regular ultrasound work for massage, chiropractic, if you go to a doctor and get work done on a muscle. Big difference being the Didge is 100% safe. Second way that the Didge affects a person is the energetic. So we have this energetic being inside of our physical body, and this energetic being, whether you want to call it the soul, spirit, energy mass, whatever your word is for it has to be taken care of just like our physical body. And then going back to the third way, the meditative state, that's where healing really occurs. I don't believe that I heal. I don't believe that the Didge heals. I don't believe that doctors heal, chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, the pharmaceutical companies out there. We all facilitate creating environments where people can actually find their natural healing abilities and come forward and bring health into their world.
It's a concept that some might think is a bit out there, but Joseph often uses science to explain the relevance of the didgeridoo's sound waves or vibrations.
In quantum physics, if you break everything down to the smallest particulate matter, it's actually a waveform vibration going in and out of phase in a similar frequency to that of an ohm.
Each of the didgeridoos in his collection produce a sound in a certain key.
The D, which is what this is the Didge that I'll use to get a person into their initial meditative state.
The aluminum version can hit a broad range of notes by sliding it to longer and shorter lengths.
And it'll go from a low A to a high B, so I actually get to go through a full tonal range and get up into these really high frequencies that I couldn't do before. And I use those for people with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, cancer, post-traumatic stress disorder, things where people have deep emotional stagnation, may have had deep emotional trauma, and we work to facilitate releasing that with the sound.
The Didges also travel with him for work with groups, even to hospitals for integrative healing work.
We'll get some of these older men who, they'll be your biggest skeptics. And even they, at the end of hearing the Didge, will say, yeah, I felt really relaxed. I felt really meditative. Thank you very much. That was really nice. And their whole demeanor and disposition changes. So there's something really about the sound of what it does to get people to kind of let go.
It really makes people stop and think that it doesn't have to be over here and over there. It can start to be integrated, and that the holistic field isn't trying to take over. They're really wanting to try to be a part of it and help with the whole healing process of somebody's path or journey.
A lot of my friends are also involved in energy work and healing, but those who aren't look at me like I'm crazy. But I accept that, and I just feel that I'm enlightened, and the more that I can bring that message to them, I think it will help them if they are more open to these types of things.
Anything from chronic illnesses to acute things, and it's really people looking to figure out how to do for themselves, which their body already knows how to do, and turning that back on again. So I mean, it's a broad scope. There's no one thing. I've had people walk up and do you think it'll work for this? I'm like, I don't know. Do you feel that this resonates with you, that you could get back into a space where you can turn your mind back on again and send the energy there? Like, yeah, I want to give it a try. It's like, okay, cool. Come on in and, see what we can do.